Welcome back.
What's up?
Hope you guys enjoyed the first one. Work in progress. We definitely appreciate those who tuned in. Hopefully, you found something you liked. Comment. Anything. Let us know what's going on. But you're back with the pandemic proof podcast, and we are the Street Preachers, and we got a few things to kind of discuss. Nothing major tonight, but
simple topics.
Yeah, we're gonna hit on some. I guess we call it, what do you think? Barbershop talk.
Yeah, barbershop talk is good, and really, it's important to get people's opinions. You know what I'm saying? Everybody for years now has got an opinion on everything. This ain't the time to stop having an opinion. We want to know how you feel, even if it's different from us.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
We definitely we do one thing here at Street Preachers. We put God first, and your feelings last.
It's that simple.
As we get kind of in our mode, we're gonna really start to kind of get under some people's skin. We're just, this is the build up, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's we each got our own opinion, and anybody that knows me, I stand by my opinions pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
But I also respect those who have their own opinion as well. So that's what it's all about.
Well, let's get into this. I gotta say this. We feel the same way about this. I'm pretty sure. We lost an icon, not only in the South, but in just sports, just Absolutely. In life. I mean, he was a better man than he was an athlete. But Hank Aaron unfortunately passed away at 86. The man just did so much in the history of sports. Me being an Atlanta sports fan my whole life was probably the central root of everything for me.
Absolutely.
This guy, this man, is more than just a baseball player. This guy went through civil rights.
Yeah, the hardest time.
He was constantly stressed, and still performed. And all he wanted to do is do the right thing. We could learn a lot from this man, and this guy he deserves 1,000 standing ovations. I can't overstate how incredible this person was. And if you don't know who he is, which if you're watching this and you don't know who Hank Aaron is, you probably need to go watch another podcast, because it is unbelievable how much this guy meant to just
to impact
anybody.
Yeah, just to impact not only on sports but on culture. I mean, especially in that time, and we're still overcoming stuff, but really, you think about Jackie Robinson and all those battles, but it wasn't just Jackie Robinson. There was
plenty. I mean,
there was plenty of.
He was the first one. He broke the barrier, as they say.
Right, but the struggle continued, and just to see someone continue it at such a high level, and also obviously being an A, we understand what it. I mean, there's a feel that some people might not understand, but there's just a feel and what he means to to the city that is just irreplaceable.
Yeah, he's the prototype for what you want to wrap your whole organization around. If you're an athlete, upstanding citizen, upstanding person, produces. Yeah. I mean, his numbers people don't even talk about. This guy just produced at an unbelievable rate, but yet he was remembered for hitting home runs, and he did way more than that, and
755 homers,
and
30 years,
and he's in. And this is not up for debate. I don't want anybody in my DM. I don't want anybody talking about this, but he's the undisputed home run champion. Barry Bonds has an asterisk beside his name forever.
Yeah, what we know about him is, even if you mention no one else, people can come to their own conclusions. He did it the clean way. He just hardcore grind. And then to look at a player who spanned 3 decades, that's just that is crazy.
And to add the element of just the racial, like storylines behind everything that he was going through. I mean, that's a constant stress. And not to talk trash about your boy LeBron, but he was talking about how stressful it was to be in a bubble, and I was like, that's kind of ironic, because it's like these athletes now didn't have to go through what say he or some other guys from back then had to go through. That's real stress.
Yeah, to perform
and not make any money in the process.
Yeah, to perform through that is just phenomenal. So may he rest in peace.
Yeah, salute. Thank you for everything.
Absolutely.
Hammer.
And shout out to just a monumental figure. Yep. No doubt about that, man.
Rest in peace, Hank.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
So keeping on the sports trend, NFL, man, we're about 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, this makes me think of when I think about the 4 teams, the coach, they are who we thought they were. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's kind of like Packers, no surprise.
Aaron Rodgers he's gonna play forever, it seems like.
No surprise. Tampa Bay, I mean Tom Brady. And all that talent they've had, so that's no surprise.
Hey, and
Kansas City.
First of all, Tom Brady haters, you keep hating. I mean, he's killed you with a smile his entire career, and it's not stopping. Like the guy is just, he's on another level.
Yeah, definitely. Kansas City. That's
probably most people's favorite.
Man. Yeah, definitely. And man, Pat Mahomes, bro, he's
raw.
He is raw, and he's doing his thing. And I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Pat Mahomes is exactly who the NFL wanted for the Tom Brady replacement, if you will. Like he's marketable. He's a great talent. He's going to be here for years, and he's likable. I mean, honestly, like his commercials and stuff. Like he's just kind of a fun guy, I guess. No Kawhi, but like he's a guy that like it's likable through all the avenues.
I agree. I would say the one. I mean, depending on how much you follow the game, not you, but how much you all follow the game is. The Bills. And now I saw the Bills on the rise. Their defense for a couple years has been ridiculous. Their just as a whole, of course, the quarterback situation changed. That's been good. Did I think it'd be this year? No, I didn't. Personally, I didn't. Okay. But I'm not. I didn't myself. But I'm not surprised though.
Well, I remember last year when they got knocked out of the playoffs.
Right.
I remember seeing Josh Allen's face, and he was just like, bruh, I'm not doing this no more. And I'll be honest with you, the Bills are actually my pick to win it.
Oh, that's what's up.
And the reason I say that is, when they say ignorance is bliss, it's kind of the same thing for this team. There's not a lot of people on this team that have success past where they are right now.
Right.
Bills Mafia's got to be so hyped about this now.
You already know that.
I mean, if you think about it, this guy is one of the dual threats in the NFL as far as a quarterback's concerned. He rushed for, I don't know the exact number, but I know he was rushing at a high rate of 2 years ago for a quarterback for touchdowns. I was like, bro, like
he's doing his thing.
This guy can throw, and then he got into that thing with Pat Mahomes, kind of on a playful side, like, hey, I can throw the ball 70 yards.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, I can throw it 75, and that's what gonna make this game so cool because they're competitors, but friendly competitors.
Yeah.
They want to tear each other's face off, but they also are gonna probably go to dinner after.
Yeah, I think the matchups could have been better. Like as far as
You mean
quarterbacks?
Team wise?
Yeah, team wise, quarterbacks.
Okay, like who?
Yeah, like just the storylines behind.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry,
okay,
the storylines.
Okay,
couldn't have been better.
Okay, I got
the
you.
storylines in it.
Well, I think with the teams we've mentioned, I don't know if there's another 4 teams other than Air Squad that I would want in there because it's a likable 4 quarterbacks.
It is. Yeah.
And if you don't like these guys, like you're just a hater. I mean, like they're fun to watch. You got the old guys and Brady and Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's done it multiple times. A lot of Super Bowls between the two, and then you got, of course, the young guns.
Yeah.
We've got Pat Mahomes is just a whole nother.
Yeah, that's dude. The thing is the way I always look at it, man. And it rings true. Trust me, it rings a lot closer even in college football for me. And anybody can vouch for me. I don't hate greatness. I can't. And so it doesn't matter to me.
And we've talked off camera about Saban. Like we both respect Saban. We don't
much respect. We battle him every week, every year. But ultimately, I know Saban represents. I'm an Auburn guy. I know that Saban represents greatness and dedication to process. And I've always said that if anybody in any job you do, doesn't matter what you do, what field you're in, if you go about your job the way that Nick Saban does, you have to be successful.
It doesn't matter if you
and you may have to overcome stuff, but there's no way if you go about it that way in dedication to the process, you won't be successful.
Yeah, you can be flipping burgers or you can be a white collar worker.
Exactly, but you're not going to stay flipping burgers, right? If you go about it that way,
no, like
you're gonna move up to manager,
quick.
You're gonna move up to owning the place, but when you have that dedication to the process, and I have to respect that. Now, a lot of people, because it's Nick Saban, where I went to school, they're not gonna feel that way, and that's cool. But I got a call. I'm not gonna hate on greatness. Well, and that's what Tom Brady. That's what Tom Brady has represented, and I'm not a Brady fan. I'm not a Brady hater either, but I'm not like a standout fan.
I know what you mean,
but I just respect what he's done.
Well, you got to let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to this NFL stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If Brady wins without Belichick and without New England, and he wins this year, what can people honestly say? Like honestly,
they can't, and I don't think they can say anything anyway. But my take is, what I do hate is it's two-sided. If he wins, I hate that the narrative will be that Belichick was great because of him. I disagree. I think they were both great.
Yeah, I mean,
it's when they both came
it's peanut
together.
butter and jelly.
Yeah, to me, in my opinion, it's like Shaq, Kobe, and Phil. Yeah. They all were great, and they came together and were greater. It's not one without the other and all that, but that's the way that the narrative is going to play out. But the truth is you could have had Brady and Belichick together this year, and they weren't going to win. With the talent there, they weren't going to win.
And
it just wouldn't happen.
I actually, you got to give credit to Brady because I think he saw it. I think he
did too.
I think he saw.
Yeah,
I need to get out of here.
I think he did too, and he, and that's the way it goes. And I think he still felt like he had something to prove, and he didn't want to waste his last 2 years on. And heck, he might play 10 more years. The way he's talking about he want to pay to like 47 or like 45 or 47, which I think is crazy. But hey, I respect it. You do you, man.
I mean,
but no doubt, it's gonna be an exciting matchup. So I'm definitely ready for that.
This dude, he's if I reach the age that he is and I'm in the shape that he is, I consider my life a success.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
But I'm not willing to eat like twigs and berries. To do what he's doing.
Yeah,
like
no avocado ice cream over here.
And I don't have $2 million a year to get these the barometric chambers or whatever they're like. I don't know what they're called, but
see, I got a cooler in there.
Like I can turn my shower on really cold,
right?
And then stretch while I'm in there.
So
like,
I got a freezer in the garage.
Yeah, I can't do all that. I'm not rich yet.
No doubt. Man, it's gonna be some good matchups. What about college hoops?
Man, I'm a Duke fan.
Yeah.
And first time ever, we have Kentucky, we have North Carolina, we have Duke unranked. for those college basketball fans that are a fan of the Blue Bloods, you cannot be happy about this. This like, we're living in a time period where Gonzaga, although a very good team, is number one and probably gonna win the whole thing because they're just like an NBA team right now.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, they're just killing people. And I remember back when they first started kind of coming up, it was like, oh, who is this team full of white boys think they're gonna be ranked in the top 10?
Right.
And then all of a sudden they start whooping everybody's ass, and it's like,
yeah, you're right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like.
And what's crazy is you always wonder if they have those. You always wonder if they have those conversations when they get to the league, as far as a lot of those white boys go unforgotten when they get to the league.
Adam Morrison.
Yeah, they can shoot the lights out. It's kind of like they go unforgotten, but you always wonder if there's like locker room talk, like yo, but yeah, I dusted you. You might be big now, but remember when I dusted you, and where's your ring from college? We're on the same team now, fighting together, but who's the one who's got the ring? You know what I'm saying? So
Gonzaga is almost kind of like a breeding ground for role players in NBA.
It is.
It's like they are.
You could name you can say who sounds, and I'm not saying these guys went there, but you can say who sounds like they would have went to Gonzaga, even in the old days, and you'd be like, Kyle Korver. You would name people and say, like, just because based on, like you said, seems like just like role players, like they seem like they belong at Gonzaga.
Hey, I bet.
And another place is there's another school that's like that. I can't think of it off top, but
Creighton.
That's it. That's Creighton. Yep, that's the other one. It's Creighton. That's exactly what I had in mind.
And I know you're thinking of Doug McDermott.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
You know what? And the thing is, all these players are nice.
They are.
Like, there's somebody out there being like, oh, they're whack. Play them in the gym and see how whack they are.
And I'll be honest with you. I think if these same players came from Europe and had that kind of like that extra little flair, they'd be stars.
Doug McDermott in college played exactly like Luka plays now.
Yep, he was busting.
But here's the thing about Doug McDermott. He was a nerdy white dude.
Mm-hmm.
And still is. And
Luka's got that he's got that swag.
Well, Luka actually, I mean, I can't believe this dude is 22. Like,
it's
what?
Crazy.
Like, what is he gonna be like when he's 25?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And we're getting to the point where it seems like everybody's the same size. Everybody can do the same things.
Right. Yeah,
it used to be. I mean, you see so many foreign players now, and I'm not talking just from Europe. Like, you got different continents. I mean, I think we got everybody in the NBA except from Antarctica.
Yes, I mean, it's definitely changing. Just the whole league in general is changing. You see a lot of quality players coming from Europe now.
And the NBA, we talked about this before. The NBA is about as good as it's been in 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I think for the most part, the NBA is it's really spread out. One question I do have about the NBA is post LeBron era. I'm not saying it won't happen because it always does. But who is it? We already know Steph is but who keeps
But Steph's winding down.
Yeah, because people forget Steph is not 25. Okay, people forget he's in his 30s.
32 maybe.
Maybe
31.
Yeah.
Like,
so who's gonna step up? And to me, the answer's I mean probably Zion, Giannis, those cats because
and then like Morant is and then Luka. I mean, there's a lot of good talent, but
there's no polarizing.
Well,
beyond LeBron, now there is, but it's crazy because we've come from Jordan into Kobe into LeBron, and if you just look at the league today, none of these guys. I'm not saying it won't get that way. They are not these three guys I just named. Nobody in the league is that. Now, it doesn't mean they won't become that, but the thing about it is, though, is you take Michael Jordan, right? If you just think about the story around it, he's Michael Jordan. the athleticism, the legend, the shoes, the everything. You come into Kobe. You got Kobe straight out of high school, the Lakers, the brand, Phil, Shaq. And then you come into LeBron, the chosen one, the Cavs, where he's from. It's the storyline around these guys. So I'm not saying someone won't become that, but the storyline's not there yet. That's the part for me is, where is that story? Because when I look at, I watched some old footage of Zion, and I said, good God, I've never seen anybody. He looked like in high school, he could get attempted murder on the rim. It's ridiculous the things he was doing, but it's just the level of the storyline is not quite. It's just not quite the same. And I think part of that is social media and the aspect are because online we have so much exposure to these guys now that even with LeBron, I remember watching Carmelo play. Back home,
like Oak Hill.
Yeah, Oak Hill. They came home or whatever, and I got to see him, and there was a mystique about him. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's Oak Hill. The mystique has kind of been lost because we can access it.
You've seen these players in middle school and sometimes even elementary school,
and they all know each other, and it's just the game has changed.
So. And that's by itself, that is a whole different thing. I mean, the social media age changes everything.
It does. It does.
And nothing's a secret anymore.
No.
I remember back in the day when you could find a song before everybody else.
Yeah.
But the shit gets dropped.
Yeah.
For everybody at the same time now. Yeah. There's no secrets anymore. There's no finding little gems here and there.
No, there's not.
And nothing's a secret is basically what it is.
Yeah. That's the truth.
But truth be known, like, COVID has really hurt college basketball for one.
Oh, it has.
I honestly have not cared about any game this year. Nothing.
It really has hurt it. It's hurt it bad, and it'll pick back up. Obviously, it's human nature. We go back to the same.
Well, you know what it is?
Really has hurt it.
March Madness last year getting canceled. That's one of the best times of the year in sports.
Oh, it is, and here's the deal. Especially like college. It's funny. College March Madness is probably the absolute worst thing that can happen with COVID.
Yes.
Every time, if I think back to every March Madness when I was in college, I was around more people I didn't know at that time because I was either on spring break. It's like one year I'm in Panama City. One year I'm always in a different place. Whether you're in a bar, whether you're in some place with tons of people you don't know, breathing all up on each other, watching the games, yelling. It's the worst environment. So now, even if you are doing it, you're a savage. But, people will be people. So, but yeah, no, I definitely agree
now
with that.
Now that you talk about it, man, that was...
Or I was on a cruise ship. It's the worst place to be. But at the time, it was off the chain.
March Madness might have been the most disgusting thing ever, and we didn't realize it.
Yeah. And my boy, shout out to J. Lou. His birthday was always, in my mind, J. Lou's birthday was always the week of spring break.
Yeah, what up, J. Lou?
Yeah, what up, J. Lou? So we always celebrate, man. So we went on some cruises together and stuff. But yeah, man, it's just, it really has hurt. It really has.
We've got to get past this. It's almost kind of like being on a mountain.
Yeah.
And almost being at the top, but it's like your legs are giving out, and you just can't. You don't feel like you can go anymore.
Yeah, right. You don't.
We need that extra boost to get to the top. And
at this point, it's mental, because like you said, your legs don't have it. You get to the point where your legs don't have it, and you're like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you're just like, all right, I need about 100 more 1-2s, and I'll be there. It's not even about physical nothing now. It's just mentally, just simply like a checklist or whatever.
And here we are, man, just still, a year later talking about the same
stuff. We carried it over into 2021, but I think things will move forward quickly, I hope. And we'll be in,
Well, the last thing I heard from the quote unquote experts was about June or July they expect things to kind of start getting back to normal. That's what they expect.
Can you imagine a world where you can dap somebody up like normal?
A raw dog oxygen again?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're right.
Man,
you're right.
Like, I can't imagine. Like, this is a question for everybody out here. So, how y'all having sex? Like, are you wearing masks? Like, what are y'all doing? Because I'm an angel and I'm very celibate. So I need to know from our heathens out there what y'all are doing, because I don't know.
It's like protection's taking on a whole new level.
Like, do you wear bubble suits, hazmat suits? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, the shield.
Yes, I don't know what's going on. Y'all let us know. Comments. Here's another thing, just so you know, if you have questions, hit us up. We'll talk about it on here.
Absolutely.
And we'll even shout you out by name. But we want the banter, the back and forth. We'll even have like a mailbag thing if y'all will get that involved.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what it's all about. Next, we are going to talk about relationships.
We want to thank our sponsors, Freak Nick, where they got pumps and a bump. What was the other one? We had one more. Who was it?
Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Roll, yeah. Shout out 69 boys.
All right,
so relationships. It's something we all are part of, whether we want to admit it or not.
Life in general, absolutely.
Yeah, and we gear part of this towards that a lot. We see couples all the time, right? Like power couples. You can talk about the Jay and Beyonce, people like that. But one new couple that has come out is one of my favorite actors, Michael B. Jordan.
Yep.
And this fine ass Lori Harvey. Chris.
Oh yeah, I got some.
What do we think about this? What?
Man, well, look. Here's my take. Of course, Lori Harvey's pretty young. Having fun, whatever. But we've seen her with a lot of people.
Yeah, and the ages range. I mean, we're looking at from Diddy, which is what, like 50?
Yeah.
All the way down to, I don't even know the other ones. I know that she was with
Future.
Actually, Diddy's son.
Yeah, Diddy's son.
Wow.
Future. Who else? Trey
Songz. And probably countless others we don't even know about.
Yeah, and the deal is, man, look. I understand there's a double standard. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that's right at all, but there's a double standard, right? So it is there. So that's why I say it's not for me to judge, and I'm not. I don't care. I'm married to a beautiful soul, so it makes me no difference. But as far as we know that the double standard is there, and for me, I will say this, because I had made a comment at one point in time when she was with Future, and I didn't really understand why. And the reason I didn't understand why, it's nothing against Future, but I don't know. Future got more kids in the daycare. And when you're young like that, Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, money's no thing, access is no thing, and you're choosing Future, who, continues to get anybody he wants pregnant. And from allegedly what they say, I know he dogs them out because I hear them with my own ears. So that's not, I see that. But allegedly what they say, he's not really taking care of business like he should as a father. That's alleged. But the point is, why would anyone want to wrap themselves up in that? So what it does, though, back to the point is, it devalues her. It starts to devalue her. Because when you're just hanging out with someone else every 3 months, certainly the difference is, it's not like this doesn't go on every day, right? Mm-hmm. But the difference is this. Regular common people go on and live their lives, and nobody knows the difference. They meet people, and it's not talked about. When you're in the public spotlight, it doesn't go away. So then when you have enters Michael B. Jordan,
which is not a has-been.
Which is not a has-been, on top of the game, loved by black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like that's the deal. Is when that happens, you have so many people kind of get upset because they're looking from the outside thinking. Because I will say it was a surprise. It was a surprise because it was a surprise. But more, big ups to both of them. It don't make me no difference. But yeah, I was.
They seem happy.
Yeah, I was a little shocked.
But let's be public opinion. I'll play public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris, what about them breaking up? Like what are they going to be together forever? Is this a temporary thing? Like what? The naysayers are going to say things like this. Like is this something to be concerned about?
Maybe not. And I guess the thing I'll say is this is a little more high profile because of the situation. What I don't know is Michael B. Jordan's dating history or anything like that. Like I don't know per se.
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
He has ran through Hollywood like a laxative. Like
okay,
he's probably smashed everything.
But it's not been in the capacity of like googly eyes love, right? It hasn't looked, because that's what this looks like, and that's where it's kind of a shocker. The other one wasn't enough to where it's like you're hearing deep about it, but at this point, it really looks like, that's what it really looks like. That's what it is. Like that's the deal.
It's almost like it's kind of annoying because it's like two people at the peak of their shit is like together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
To me, this is
and like I said, I'm good with it, but
I'm good with it too.
It was a shocker though. I was surprised.
My prediction is they will have each other's first child. That's my prediction.
I remember you said that.
Yeah, I think this will be that.
How old's Michael B. Jordan? 30, mid
31, something like that.
Okay. She's 20.
She's 3, maybe 24.
Man, that's young.
But okay, let's talk about what some of us are really thinking. How has she not gotten pregnant by now? Like, let's be honest. Let's have an honest conversation about. Like, seriously,
well, no, I mean that's as simple as.
Does she already have her tubes tied? Because
I think that's as simple as birth control. But
what kind of whatever birth control she has is clearly top dollar.
Well, what I'm more concerned about is like, I just know for Steve Harvey, he's probably like,
he probably washed his hands of that a long time ago, man.
But ultimately, we are adults. We're adults and we make our own decisions. She's at that level. She's so it just caught me off. That's the last thing I expected. That's the last thing I expected.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff going on there, like the conversations. Like some people are hating. Some people.
I like it. I mean, it's cool. Like,
to me, it's it is what it is.
I'm grabbing my popcorn and going, watch how it plays out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Either way, for her, a lot of people say it's a come up. So I don't, not that she's looking for a come up, but compared to her past relationships or what, it's a come up. Let's segue to the pardons. Specifically speaking to the culture, right? There's a long list.
Yeah.
Not even from because America's been out of shape over politics or whatever. And the truth is, it's all about what you like. It doesn't matter. I mean, none of that. It's what you like. But ultimately, Kodak Black and Lil Wayne,
and the co-founder of Death Row Records.
Yes, pardon. Now, my understanding is Kodak Black and Lil Wayne did have the same lawyer working on their pardon. So
he got paid.
Yeah, so that's they had the same lawyer, working on the ordeal. So kind of one was going to come with the other anyway, right? I'm working both of these or whatever. So I want to get your take. Let me get your take first. Tell me what you think
about the pardon.
Yeah, about those pardons on those particular two.
Well, Weezy, I think we all know now why he was where he was at that particular time. People were kind of bashing him like, "Oh, he's a Trump supporter. This, he's a Trump supporter. That." Wouldn't you be if you could get pardoned? I mean, it's like he was facing some serious charges. Now Kodak, that baffles me. Kodak hasn't even been out of jail since Trump's been in office, I don't think. And I mean, it was about the same time he got in.
No. He's only been in there. It's probably about a year and a half now. I'd have to look it up, but he hasn't been that long.
Can you check that real quick?
Yeah, I can.
And I'll tell you why though. Because if it has only been a year and a half, it makes even less sense to me.
Yeah.
Because so Kodak's been in jail for, I don't even know why he went in.
I do.
What?
He was, gun charge, but I think he was also shooting at, I want to make sure it's right, but alleged, because I don't even know, I think like maybe shooting at someone and there was maybe kids that could have been harmed or something like that. I don't think he was shooting at kids, but still, it is what it is. So,
You and I have talked about this before, about people that were on at one point, and then we asked the question, can they be on again?
Right, yeah.
Can Kodak capture what he had before?
Right. Now I will say, you're in 2016, he did plead no contest to misdemeanor drug charges and got 4 months. So that's probably what you were originally thinking of. But I think once that was over, it looks like he was sentenced to 4 years in prison in November of 2019. So yeah, so it's been it hadn't been that long, little over a year, and I think he's basically been in jail. Been in jail since then.
Well, in all fairness, 2020 felt like 4 years.
Yeah.
So that probably was what I was thinking.
Right.
I don't understand though, like the Kodak. It makes no sense. Like, how does Trump know who the fuck Kodak is?
Well, he did tweet from. I don't know if he tweeted. I think he tweeted from jail. That if Donald Trump would give him a pardon, this was probably about a month and a half ago, that he would donate $1 million to charity. One thing I will say about Kodak Black is he does give back. This is nothing new. He gave $50,000 recently to the community, but he had been doing that for a couple of years. So even back when he was out, he has always given back
But still, my question is, why does Trump know who Kodak Black is? Like, it seems like it's not like he's a heavy hitter. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, honestly, I don't understand. Yeah, I really don't understand. I don't. There's nothing I can say where I could quite put together why. Why? Even him and Lil Wayne. Because here's the deal. I know for the culture, people want Lil Wayne out. I get it, but you know me, man. You know I always draw the line where the law's the law or whatever. I mean, it's a gun charge. If you can buy your way out, then it is what it is. But, and obviously, like I said, it was a trade-off. He was obviously there.
Well, remember, Weezy also just recently sold all of his rights to his music.
Well, see, and I thought that he sold the rights to his music because he was... I'm still not sure that this is the end of this. Put it that way. I'm not sure that this thing's over.
I agree.
Because I don't care what anyone says. And like I said, this isn't about politics. Let's just say president, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every president to ever exist. We know that, remember what politics are. What president, period, any of them, thinks that Lil Wayne should be cut a break? because there's actually people in jail that probably should be cut a break, but Lil Wayne. So that's why I'm saying the whole masters selling thing. That's deeper. That's I think that's deeper. That money that he needed that money because financially it doesn't make sense to sell your masters, especially when you're Lil Wayne, right? When you're Lil Wayne, it doesn't make sense to sell your masters when you got money already. So that's deeper, and I don't know what that is.
So who bought his masters, and where did the money go that he got from the masters?
So this is funny too, because if I'm correct. You remember the ordeal with Baby and Wayne's contract and the whatever. Universal cleared that up and gave him, he was trying to get $50 million. He got like $10 million. They didn't say the figure, but it was in the tens of millions. And I'd be darned if it wasn't Universal who bought the masters. So it could be just that it was Universal was like, hey, we can get you out of this, but you're going to give us those masters. And he was just completing his deal. It could be something as simple as that. But I don't know. But what floors me, we're not just talking about Lil Wayne's masters. We're talking about Nicki Minaj and Drake. Look, I'm not selling my house to somebody for $25. That's all I'm saying. That's like, and better yet, it's farther than that. It's not just the house you live in. It's like selling a rental property that makes you $1,000 a month for $10,000. Because last time I checked, month over month, year after year, it's going to amount to more than $10,000.
Of course.
So
it makes me think. As much as people saturate the market with just music, it seems like something drops every day. Does stuff from 2015 even matter?
Oh, it does. And that's the thing that's the deal that a lot of people don't understand. And I kind of researched is that in the club, when it's played, now, when it's played, you're paid. Period. Every single night. And there's people that go around, most of it, there's people that go around to clubs just to make sure you're paying them. Like people literally, lawyers or whatever, literally go to clubs and people don't know that just to be, I heard Jay-Z, nope, we don't have you on the list. Put it this way, you're going to pay us or we're going to have a lawsuit, which is nuts, but that really does happen. So that's why it does matter. Every commercial, that's why having your masters is so big. And that's why, when I heard that Chris Brown in his latest deal got his masters, I was like, oh, he's made it. He's made it. And here's something that is really interesting. I'm not saying these celebrity net worth sites are spot on, but just do this. Next time you find out somebody gets their masters, remember what their net worth was before? Look a year later. It's explosive. And this is funny. This is a good one.
That's a good point.
This is a good one. We know how long Young Jock was out.
Mm-hmm.
$20 million. Look back and see how long it took Chris Brown to hit $20 million. Oh my God, it took forever. Young Jock, $20 million straight off the bat. He owned his masters. Chris Brown didn't. That's the difference. That's why Jock is still straight today, because he owned his masters.
So Nipsey owned his masters from the jump.
Yeah, that's why
Does that mean that he was rich when he died?
Yep, it does. And it means that his family's taken care of because he owns the masters. And they'll always get that residual income. It's just such a big difference. That's why when you see someone like Lil Wayne sell his and Nicki and Drake's, it doesn't make sense. And that's why there was such haste over Michael Jackson owning the Beatles masters. And they were so bent out of shape because, think about the Beatles masters. God, it's because they couldn't afford their own masters, but Michael could.
So did Michael have his and the Beatles?
No, you know what? I don't even know why I did that.
I'm glad you did.
It seemed fitting. I don't know if Michael had his, but I have to assume, right, that he did, because you would think that he would buy his before he bought the Beatles. Maybe not.
Yeah, all I know is this: when it comes down to masters and the music industry, that's why nobody signs to record labels anymore. They're all independent. You get a MacBook and Pro Tools.
Well, you're right, and see, that's why you can do your own thing and own your masters, and you're not. Look, you want to get biblical. It's like selling your birthright. Why would you sell your birthright for a bowl of soup? I know you're hungry, but unless you're about to die, that's just not a good decision.
And even then.
Yeah, right. Because here's the deal. You're essentially dead at that point anyway. I mean, at that point, here's the deal. Lil Wayne will have to perform to get paid from now on out. He didn't have to. Everything he had done, he would get paid regardless. He'll have to perform to get paid now. He'll have to. And it may seem okay now, but let me tell you, when I'm trying to think, when Lil Wayne's so old he looks like George Clinton, performing ain't gonna be so hot no more. And you wouldn't have had to if you had your masters. But that's
if he lives to be as old as George Clinton, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
He already looks like a grandma, man. Like he is. Yes. He is the definition of a struggle bus. I mean, I like Weezy as much as the next guy, but man, the dude is something. He's smart and dumb at the same time. Yeah. What happened to truck fit?
I don't know. And that tells you how long it's been, because I just called it trunk fit.
Trunk fit?
It is truck fit.
That might be the new thing.
Yeah, it's truck fit. It is.
Man, all right.
But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. What else you got, man?
Well, I mean,
anything else?
There's plenty we can dive into, but you know, the thing is, man, is like we have, even though we talk about culture type stuff, and we you know, we're hitting our stride, all that. Mm-hmm. We're here also to spread positivity, you know, like and help those that might be lost get kind of some traction under the feet to try to, you know, become something a little better than they were before. You know, words of encouragement, if you will. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything that you might want to tell somebody who might be struggling right now?
Yeah, I mean, you know, honestly, man, yeah, it's like I had a conversation this week about reflecting back into some of my struggles, and just, you know, several years ago, man, and just pushing through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you reach a point where as long as you're pushing through and you're consistently trying to get over the hump, there comes a time where, you know, you're drowning, okay, your head's above water, and then you're on the shore, and then you're looking out the window at the beach, and it comes through. But one thing, and this is actually a conversation I had yesterday with my cousin. The one thing about it that never changed was my dreams. They were always there. I was always consistently aspiring for more, and I still have a long way to go, but you just can't give up, and you have to aim higher. You absolutely have to. Mm-hmm. That's the piece that I would say is, because here's the deal: the difference between someone who makes it and someone who doesn't is the person who just kept on going. That's the deal. Is you know, when you try to run a mile, even the most out of shape person in the world who's trying to make it a mile, it's one foot in front of the other. The only way it does not happen, and who cares if it took you a year to walk a mile, right? You're trying to walk a mile. That's your goal. The only way it doesn't happen is if you stop putting one foot in front of the other. Mm-hmm. That's what I would say, man. How about you?
I would say you got to bet on yourself. Mm-hmm. Like,
absolutely.
It's like, you know, a lot of people, they, you know, as we've talked about before, people will work a 9 to 5 for 40 years.
Yeah, man.
You know, clocking in, clocking out, eating the same boring ass lunch, just doing the same thing over and over. And then at the end of their life, they realize, man, I should have put all this energy I did into this company into myself.
Yeah.
Us even starting this podcast is a good example of us betting on us.
Mm-hmm.
We could do 5 episodes and it'd be a wrap.
Right.
At least we did more than most people.
Absolutely.
Or this blows up and it becomes something bigger than McDonald's. You know, it's like it's or something that started small and ended up big. You know, you don't know unless that you do it yourself. It's kind of like happiness. Your happiness is never going to come from somebody else. It's an inside job.
Right.
You have to do it yourself. And if you're making yourself happy and you're doing things for yourself, that where do you think the success is going? It's not going to somebody else.
And I agree. And it's like I told you earlier, man. My boss, shout out to Randy. He's like a father to me. He used to say, he used to always say, people say, man, they're lucky. And he said, it's really funny how the people that, people keep on saying a certain person's lucky, and those seem to be the ones who are always working hard. It's really odd that the ones people always want to say are lucky are always consistently working. It comes hand in hand. You cannot get lucky on the couch.
You
can, but
no, you definitely can.
We're talking about the type of luck we're talking about.
You ain't getting lucky. That's another podcast.
Yeah, you ain't getting lucky on the couch, moving up in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the.
I've gotten lucky on the couch.
Right. So
several times.
So I'm saying so as far as moving up in the world, I mean, you go out, and that's the thing too is that's where I'm blessed, man. I mean, I have my own aspirations and stuff, but every day I get up and go to work, man, I don't ever dread it, man. I never dread going to work because all I know is work.
Well, that's key. What you just said, you have to enjoy what you're doing, even if it's not for you at that moment.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like you can't, if you're waking up every day and you're complaining about work or you're complaining about anything, why do you keep doing it? Like, change it. Like, literally change it. Like, you are in control of your own destiny.
Right. Absolutely.
So all in all, we'll wrap it up by saying this: do things for yourself.
Absolutely, man.
Because you're the only one that's gonna make you happy. You're supposed to spread love and knowledge when you have it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think what we should do is start giving a little bit of an encouragement at the end of each one of these.
Yeah, I agree. And something else I'll say is just dig under the surface. There's a lot of stuff people don't understand, even just simply finance. That if you dig down and you start to get your wheels turning, you might realize you're not looking at finances the right way, and that's part of your problem. And I'm not preaching in terms of trying to tell somebody what to do. But if you learn how any situation, if you learn how the system works, you'll be better prepared to work the system. But if you don't know how it works, you'll just be a complainer or someone who complains about other people getting what you don't have, but it's simply because you're not applying yourself. So that's, this is still America, right? And in spite of everything, and America's not perfect. I'll tell you that. I'm a firm believer that. Trace hears me. His ear hears it from me all the time. But he also knows that I believe, man, this is a great place. And opportunities there, but you have to take it, and that's the thing.
Gotta know how to play the game.
Yeah, and that's the game. It's just like Monopoly. There's a purpose in Monopoly. If you come in Monopoly and you're just trying to collect $200, you will lose.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta find a way to make other people have to pay you. That's how you win. It's that simple.
As the great philosopher Nipsey Hussle said, fuck living basic, I'm taking risk.
And he said 3 or 4 times, I'm trying to double up. That's what it's about.
And that's what it's about. You again, bet on yourself. And you know what? If you fail, all right, you end up right back where you were.
Absolutely. Yo, once again, it's been a pleasure. Street Preachers Podcast.
Verse 2.
Verse 2. And
Verse 3 coming soon. And we want to hear from y'all. Hit us up. Instagram, Street Preachers Podcast. Facebook, Street Preachers Podcast. And guess what? YouTube,
Street Preachers Podcast.
So hit us up. Let us know.
Subscribe on YouTube for sure.
And side note, Perry Unlikely. Subscribe.
Yeah, I got a channel. I talk about crypto.
Subscribe. He's doing his thing.
On the verge of life-changing technology, and I'm not gonna lie, a chance to make a small fortune. Might not even a small fortune, depending on what you can invest. But just be informed. That's
support your boy.